What's up, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy that narcissists don't know that they're narcissists because I'm going to share some things with you that I don't want any narcissists to watch. Why? Because they're always looking for ideas and ways to degrade people, put people down, make people subservient. So thank goodness in this one case that they're not going to own up to who they are, because I don't want them to learn any of these tactics that I'm going to talk to you guys about financial abuse, because I think some of it is going to shock you. So for me, the most obvious way of financial abuse is when someone spends all the money in the house. You're married, you're in this together, and you can't keep a roof over your head. You can't buy yourself a sandwich because this person spends all of the money. And it doesn't matter if you have 5 kids to feed. These folks are going to put themselves first every time. I want that new toy. I once knew someone who said that every Christmas was ruined because her narcissistic parent would spend all their money on things for themselves right before Christmas, like a music system or TV entertainment set, all that. And then the kids wouldn't have anything on Christmas because he spent all the money on themselves. And to further make things worse, he would lock himself in the room on Christmas and not come out for the whole day. So then that made Christmas even worse, because now I have shame, and narcissistic people don't want to deal or feel shame. And I've seen other scenarios where the person takes an astronomical amount of money and sinks it into business ventures. The person doesn't follow through well with their business ventures because they're only interested in the initial high of, I just started a business, or I just got this thing. And then they drop the balls, but then they're on to the next thing. And so they just waste tons of money on something that they're not good at. And everyone in the household suffers. They can't get everything they need or everything they want because this person is doing all the things. I remember working with a lady who said that she had something with her floors. I don't even understand. But there was no carpet, there was no tile, there was no wood. There was something going on with her carpet. But she bought $400 worth of pots and pans and brought them to work to hide them from her husband. If you don't even have a floor to walk on, why in the world would you spend $400 on pots and pans? You already have at least one pot or pan because you cook. I know she cooked. See what I'm saying? But I have heard of narcissists doing all kinds of things, like putting liens on the house because in collateral to something that they want, just overspending. I'm going to go buy a luxury car and we can't afford it right now because we can't even pay the bills. We can't pay our credit card bills. We can't pay our mortgage, but we are behind on all those bills. And yet I figure out a way to go buy something really, really big. And it's just ridiculous. And so it leaves the other spouse spinning and wheeling and dealing and trying to continuously save the house or go without, because a lot of times people will practice what they want the other person to preach. And so they go without the things that they really need because the narcissist is busy buying all this luxurious stuff, buying clothes. I love to bargain shop when it comes to clothes. I really do. Because I grew up learning that you can get the same thing if you patiently watch. It will go on sale eventually. And it does. But I've seen narcissists spend thousands and thousands of dollars on clothes. And you know what? If you have the money to do that, go for it. But if you know your your household is on the struggle bus, then I think that's irresponsible. And especially if your spouse is telling you, hey, can you please stop? You're stressing me out. We do not have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for you to waste on your little toys or your business ventures. It's very abusive and it's narcissistic. So when you look up financial abuse, they describe it slightly differently than what I just described. They say it's a situation in which someone hurts another person in a close relationship in ways that relate to money. For example, by using the other person's money for themselves or making them spend money by tricking them. And then Wikipedia says economic abuse is a form of abuse when one intimate partner has control over the other partner's access to economic resources, which diminishes the victim's capacity to support themselves and forces them to depend on the perpetrator. So you see, when we think of abuse, we think of gaslighting. We think of hitting someone. We think of calling someone ugly, dumb, stupid, worthless. We think of those things, but we usually, I don't ever hear anybody talking about financial abuse, but it is a thing. It is a thing that we need to pay close attention to. If you're living in a household with somebody, there needs to be some agreement on how you spend your money and live your life. One person can't be just controlling all of it, right? So, what do narcissists do? They exploit people. They exploit. So, here are some things that they do that are really ugly. And this is what I was like, I don't want a narcissist to hear this. But they can ruin someone's credit history and they can feel entitled to your money or your assets. They can demand their mate's passwords, credit cards, paychecks, expect you to bail them out when they get into financial trouble. And if you're married, you are functioning as one unit. So they can manipulate that to make you feel like you owe this to them. But they're getting the whole household in trouble. They can interfere with finances and they can control or spend your money. So I'm not just spending my paycheck. Now I'm spending your paycheck. Now, the tricky part of that is you're married. So my money is your money and your money is my money. We are in this together. So it's easy to start manipulating someone, right? They're controlling and spending all the money. So they spend up their paycheck and then they spend your paycheck. And they can make you'll feel like keeping secrets from them. Like, I'm just not going to tell them that I got this bonus. I'm just not going to tell them that I got extra money because they're just going to spend it. And I need to feel, we're talking safety here. We're talking stability here. Who doesn't want to feel stable and safe when it comes to finances, right? Here's some other things that somebody who's really narcissistic could do. They could try to ruin somebody's work life. They could convince someone not to work and then not give them enough money to live off of. Let's say you have a stay-at-home wife and she's taking care of the children, but she's also needs to do the grocery shopping and the cooking and buying clothes and paying the bills. And you make sure that you don't give her enough money to do that. You always keep it a little bit short, keep her on a leash, begging for more so that you can always have control. And you know you're not giving her enough money, but you have the money. You might prevent him or her from working by hiding the keys or taking their car without permission, or telling them things like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of the kids while you go to work. Don't worry." And then they make sure that they're gone. Those are the kinds of things that narcissists do. It's really, really terrible. Oh, and check this out. What could be more narcissistic than having a double standard? Remember, they don't follow rules. The rules are meant to be broken. In fact, the lady who had the $400 pots and pans, she told me one day, she said, "I don't follow the rules." And I told her, "I know you don't," because we got into an argument. But I told her, "I know you don't follow the rules. You don't. You expect other people to follow rules, but you're not going to follow them." So a narcissist is going to have double standards when it comes to spending. I can dine out. I can go to fancy restaurants. I can spend money on entertainment. But if you do that, you know we don't have any money. Why would you buy yourself those nice shoes? They can make you feel crazy, okay? They can limit the person's access to money by not allowing them to have a bank account, so then you have to totally depend on them. They may hide money from their mates. They can get very angry over money, like name calling or getting physical. If you tell them absolutely not, you cannot purchase said thing that costs $100,000, well, it's hard to tell them no because they're going to have a tantrum. They're going to act a fool. They're going to go crazy on you. "Why can't I have what I want? You're so selfish. How can you be so selfish?" And then they get this thing that is worthless. I mean, just absolute ridiculousness. It's all about self-centeredness, selfishness, all about me. I've got this thing that I can brag about, that I can show off, but my house is falling apart. I'm about to lose my house, but hey, I look good riding around in that Benz. That's just how they think. When somebody gets you this tangled up, it's going to be hard to leave them, to find the strength, because they're so manipulative, and you will feel like what they want you to feel like you cannot live without me. You are solely dependent on me. So you have to start doing what they're doing, unfortunately, which is hiding money, opening secret accounts, and trying to figure out your future and getting the support you need to do so. So, yeah, people don't really regard money as a thing that can be used for power and control and abuse, but spending all your family's money and leaving them with nothing for necessities, that is super abusive. It is abusive. And yes, there are people who are not narcissists who have difficulty controlling themselves when it comes to money as well. But if you're doing that, you are practicing narcissism. You need to get help because it's not okay to disrespect your household in a way that they can't get basic needs. So if you struggle with narcissists, check out my book, The Workplace Narcissist, because I'm going to break down all kinds of things about narcissism that I've learned from reading, from studying, and unfortunately meeting lots of them. My goodness, they're everywhere. So anyways, please like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Because of the title of my YouTube channel, I can't even find my own YouTube channel. I'm serious. So if you don't subscribe, you risk never ever finding this channel again. So share this video with people that you think it will help, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, my lovely friends.